Hey, hey, you guys, this lip butter is, ooh, this is the best stuff right here. I love it. I just recently started using this for my ASMR community. I love this stuff. So yeah, I wanted to come and watch the new Noah's Ark video with y'all. The trailer. I haven't seen it yet, and I grew up with Noah's Ark. You know, the gay TV show that used to come on. What's that? What's that? Studio. You know that studio. You know what? Don't even get me to lying. But y'all know it was a cable TV show. Logo. There we go. Logo. I still haven't seen it yet, and Noah's Ark really opened a lot of doors up for me myself. Just being a gay man living in this society, and it was just fun times. It was a fun time watching Noah's Ark, and I love that song "Remember Love." Every time it used to come on, that was one of the main attractions for me, was to listen to that theme song. So I'm happy to be able to watch that, and then I'm gonna start reading too. The book that we have been reading. So I'm gonna get into that today in this video. And it's about having fun. It's about having a wacky channel. That's where I want my universe with YouTube to, society around. So let's check this out. Hopefully y'all had a good day. Let's see. Oh, and my drag queen of the day is Nicole Page Brooks. Yeah, I love Nicole Page Brooks. We're gonna get into a little bit of the Atlanta, what you say from Atlanta. Uh, yeah, it's just a little bulletin that I wanted to put out there, because I know a couple of people are saying that they are going to Atlanta, and right now some of the girls over in Atlanta said that the club scene is not where it's at. Yeah, so I'll talk about that too. But yeah, Nicole Page Brooks made a video that I thought was quite interesting, to say myself, where she was basically just sitting there all dragged up, and she was watching, she called it watching you, basically, is in drag, and she had the rain coming down. It was a pretty cool video, I think. Yeah, it's that ASMR in me, and I love her country accent, and her comedy. I do enjoy Nicole Page Brooks. Yeah, so the new series is called Noah's Ark the movie. So I guess it's a movie, and apparently it's already out, but I have not seen anything about it. I'm gonna watch it without the sound, you guys, so I won't get a copyright and all that other chaos. Give y'all a visual of what I see. Okay, Wade looks like he still has that body after all these years. Noah's Ark has been decades since the arrival of this new movie. So for Wade to be in that, he was the supporting character to Noah. He was actually Noah's love interest in the whole series. And Wade still looks great. All right now, Wade. So does Noah. I always thought Noah was a good, attractive man too. Okay, so they are buying a minivan. I see some fake children, so it looks like they're thinking about having babies. Okay, Noah with the fashion. Ooh, they got a gay girl in this one. All right now. They didn't have too many gay girls in Noah's Ark, so that's cool. Oh, look at my girl, Jasmine Guy. I've always loved Jasmine. Some, sometimes to start a new family. Look at Ricky. Ricky was the hoe, everybody. I was never attracted to Ricky though. I'm gonna tell you that. It was always Wade and Wade's new boyfriend. I liked him, Dre. I doubt if he's gonna be in this though. All right now, who is that? Oh, okay, that's Wade. See, Wade looks so different, y'all. I'm telling you, he is bulked up. Well, okay, I got a lot out of that. Looks like the crew is back. The main crew. I like Chance too. Yeah, Chance was my was a crush. So I am excited to see where it goes. Hopefully they'll have a little reference from the TV series to kind of get us all back involved in it. Should be pretty cool. Yeah, Noah's Ark really did do it for me. I think that it had a lot of different just ways to, to see about living the life style. So yeah, that's cool. I'm glad to see all of them back, and all of them look real well. So, I'm glad that their journeys as actors got them back to making some Noah's Ark um, productions. So yeah, I'm happy to see that. So y'all, let's get into some reading because it's been forever. So we are reading right now the Memoir of Delaware County Prison. And this book makes you think prison is a no. You don't want to go. It's a lot of different things in this book. So let's get into it. My mother sent me a money order. I was glad I could finally eat. I brought a rack of food, a lot of candy, and some cups to take chow with me out of the cafeteria. I always shared my food with my cellmates, including Leo, even though he never shared with me. I was aware that if I didn't share willingly, they would just help themselves. One day, Be Real came into my cell when I was asleep and told me, no matter what Nate, Ron, or anyone says, if I want you, I will get you, and nobody can stop me. I looked at him and bravely snickered, but deep down inside, I knew he was telling the truth. Next door in 11 cell were a lot of young people that liked to pick on me, day in and day out. Icon was the only one that never really gave me any problems. As April was finally coming to an end, it started to turn cold in the cell because the heater had been shut off. We took the blankets off of the floor, but that didn't help. I was freezing. I couldn't feel my toes. Some nights I had to put on Rooster's big boots to keep warm. Depression settled in during the early spring months. I felt too scared to take showers, and I continued to suffer physical and verbal abuse from fellow inmates. Sometimes I'd borrow someone's radio and would go back to my cell and lie down. I'd lie there with my ear pressed against the speaker, listening to old sad tunes. I'd cry as I thought about all the things I was missing back home. It seemed like the more I cried and the more I hurt, Nate would come into the cell and ask me what was wrong, and I'd tell him nothing. It seemed like I was the only one who was homesick. I guess I was the crazy one. The people in 11 cell played entirely too much. They loved to throw water into my cell, especially when I was sleeping, and they loved to booty. Oh, sorry. And they loved body beating me. Those hits used to hurt. My mom came to visit on Easter Sunday. I felt so lonely. It was bright and sunny outside, but it was cold as hell in prison. My mother noticed that I was losing weight. I knew she was right because I was not eating. I craved fried chicken wings. My mother did have some good news. She said my television was on its way. I was happy to hear that. It came about a week later. Everyone was happy. It was a brand new black 13-inch color television. Now our bachelor pad was complete. Everybody wanted to come in the cell and watch, even Montez. I let him watch, along with a couple of other people that I didn't get along with, hoping to smooth things over. We all watched Martin. The TV was on all night. At some point, I realized that this television might not be a good thing. These motherfuckers were getting too happy with my shit. They were turning it on and off when they felt like it. And they were changing the channels even when I was watching it. It seemed like Chow Hall, though the television was his. Hold on. Sorry. It seemed that Chow Hall thought the TV was his. He'd curse me out and then turn to Batman without even asking me first. Leo would tell me he'd smack me in my mouth if I didn't let him watch the NBA playoffs. This was crazy. Ron started it on me too. He'd call me names, come into the cell, and rip the pictures of my cousin off the wall and take them around the block, saying she was his girlfriend. Be Real still was not out of my life either. It was all so stressful. I wondered if this bullshit was ever going to end. Ted and Ron got fired from their positions as block runners. Ron was sent to pre-release and Teddy moved into 17 cell, right across from 12 cell. Now that was just what I needed. A pretty face to look at while I was going through my trials and tribulations. What's that? While I was going through my trials and tribulations with these assholes from 12 sale, not including Rooster and Nate. Is that roster? I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Not including not including Roster or Nate. What kind of name is Roster? Okay. Roster. Roster. Yeah, that's Roster. Roster, Nate, and I had a lot of fun cracking jokes on each other. When Nate went to court and found out the judge had him When Nate went to court and found out the judge had put him on house arrest, I was happy for him. Although truly I didn't want him to leave, he was the only one I could talk to. I didn't like Nate as a boyfriend, but as a friend or a brother. I needed someone to like him. Hold on. I needed someone like him in my life while I was coping with my heartaches. As Nate was packing up to go, he gave me his brush. I needed one. I was going to miss him. I was so sad. He also gave me his phone number, and I told him I was going to call when I got out. That's nice. He made a friend. The gate opened and the CO yelled, "Nathan." What's that, boorish? Oh, goodness. The gate opened and the CO yelled, "Nathan Brodush discharged." I watched him as he went out to the gate and started shaking everyone's hand that was in 11 cell. I turned around and continued watching television, and the gate closed. I couldn't wait until the CO called my name. Reginald Hall, discharged. Could not wait. Sounds like one guy done left, everybody. So yeah, you guys, I'm going to read these books. I'm going to read this book little by little. It's a hot one. And I don't want to have that AC coming in because y'all won't be able to hear me. So I'm going to do the best I can here. The cell was quiet. Leo came down from the top bunk and took Nate's bed, which was in the middle. I had the whole right side of the cell to myself. I put my clothesline up on my side and hung the few t-shirts I owned on it. The rest of the night was quiet. I wondered what Nate was doing. He probably having fun, said Leo. I wish I was having fun, I said, and went to bed. Now that Nate was gone, I felt I had no support. I made me a little knife out of a shaving razor. When Be Real came by to harass me, I pulled it out on him. He just... What's that word? He just sauntered away and told the CO. About 3 o'clock in that morning. About 3 o'clock that morning, several COs, along with the gold badge, the head CO, came to our cell and tore it apart looking for the razor. I had thrown it in the trash before lockdown. We had to strip naked for them to check us to make sure that we weren't hiding anything in our private areas. It was so embarrassing, and I was scared. They took all of our blankets and all of my razors. No more shaving. At least it wasn't too cold. I went to sleep, but not before we heard them tearing apart Be Real's cell. We told the CEO that he had the razor, so he and his cellmates had to do the same thing. Oh, okay. There we go. Y'all, so my video cut off because I forgot to erase some previous videos, so the memory is just out of whack. So it cut off some of the stuff that I had read. Let's get back on track. What was I at? Gotta go back a couple of pages. Like, really? It's too hot for this. I stopped at Teddy. Okay. During the day, there was nothing to do but watch television. Sometimes I'd walk around the block, past Teddy's cell. He'd be lying in the bed watching TV with no shoes or no socks. Teddy had some cute ass feet. Sometimes I would go in his cell and sit and talk to him. Not too often though. I thought he knew I liked him, and I wasn't sure how comfortable he was with that. Champ was what we called this guy from 13 cell. He had a friend, Kareem. They were both older and were cool. Kareem was all about the Bible and was always trying to get me on the right track. We'd pray together, and sometimes that would make me feel better. I didn't have a good reason as to what that meant to believe, and I had a feeling that reaching out to God would help. J-Rock was in the same cell as Champs. At one point when we were coming back from chow, he touched my butt and I started laughing. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. He touched my butt and started laughing. I was mad as hell. I don't ever remember being so angry. When he realized he had offended me, he apologized. And from then on, we were close. So close that I started calling him my husband. Not a prison husband. J-Rock seemed too cool to be in prison, and I knew he must have done something to make it in here. J-Rock was no more than 18 years old. He was brown-skinned, and while he wasn't the prettiest boy on the block, he wasn't the ugliest either. He had too many scars though. That shit turns me off. And his black toes also turned me the fuck off. Not black toe. 90% of the inmates in here had black toes. There's somebody that likes feet. Sorry to hear that. More and more people were coming in every day. I knew by then that it must be about time for me to leave. They were coming in like running water. They'd see their homies and give them pounds and hugs like they were at a family reunion. Man, I'm going to be in here for a long while. They'd shit with one another. Seeing this was sickening. How could anyone get comfortable with the idea of spending a lot of time here? I never really knew that I could last this long in jail. I was so tired of watching the same TV programs night after night. At times, I would listen to the radio. The oldies but goodies came on every Saturday night. Sunday night. I couldn't help but crying some nights when a song came on that reminded me of how things used to be when I was free. One Saturday morning, Roster found out he would be getting out for good behavior. I was half asleep when the CO hollered up to the cell, "Roster Clyde, discharged." Breadman jumped up. He looked at Leo and me. I smiled, wishing it was him. Hold on. It must be the heat. I smiled, wishing it was me. Did he say what I think he said? Yep, Leo said. You leaving? Put your shoes on. He looked at me while combing his hair. I'm gonna call my wife, he said. Things hadn't been going very well between him and her, and she hadn't tried very hard to get him out of jail. He looked under his bed to get the rest of his things and then got up and walked out of the cell. I went to the gate and watched him walk down the steps. I knew he was happy that this was the last time he'd be walking down those steps. I turned around and looked at Chow Hall. I was in shock that Roster left before me. Now I was in the cell with two people who worked my nerves the most. Okay, you guys, I made it to the spot that I was planning to stop on. I'll be back soon. I gotta get some cool air on me though. It's just, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. But no, other than this, y'all, so the book is going quite well. I did want to talk about Atlanta ATL before I head out of here. So I was on Milan Christopher's page earlier, and he stated he's in Atlanta right now. And he was like, I guess things were going a little cuckoo at the clubs, because he said he's not going to be doing any more club appearances. Apparently the girls are not playing right at all. I've heard things like that happen before in certain clubs in New York, but I didn't know that they won't acting right in the clubs down south too. So I just wanted to say that to say be careful out there to the people that are planning on going to the clubs in Atlanta. Sounds like they're not playing well. Let me see if he still has that post up. Okay, so yes, Milan actually still has that post up. So let me go ahead and read it. Milan states, July and August schedule. Posh PVR, July 25th through the 28th. No more gay clubs until I was about to say laboratory weekend, but until Labor Day weekend. Y'all LA gays. Did I say that? What am I saying LA for? Not LA, ATL. Y'all Atlanta gays have officially ruined the club experience. If I see you, it will be at a museum, a bowling alley, a gym, the movies, the grocery store, or on the street. Let's chat soon. So y'all, that's a fair warning by our guy Milan Christopher, apparently. So I don't know what's going on. down at the Atlanta clubs, but he said that the gays have ruined the club experience. That's something to think about. So yeah, I did just want to channel in on that. Thank y'all for joining me on this book reading, as well as a little news to the drag queen of the week, who I love, is Nicole Page Brooks. And I also looked at the preview for the Noah's Ark TV movie, I recall. So yeah, that was nice to see. And I told y'all about Atlanta, because I know some people that plan on going to Atlanta. So y'all, please let me know how y'all like this video, and be sure to subscribe and like it as well. Thank you for joining me. I'll talk to y'all soon, because yeah, we not done. We still got quite a bit to read. Memoir, Delaware County Prison. Reading this type of stuff makes you not want to go to these places. No to the bars. All right, see y'all soon.